If you've received a Google penalty, it means your site has been removed from the Google index. Now, this could impact just the portion of your site that's in violation, or worse, it could affect the whole dang website. Hi friend, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome back to Ask Angie, the place for marketing newbies, entrepreneurs, and even seasoned professionals who want to make the most out of your marketing effort. If this is your first time here and you want to level up your marketing know-how, start now by subscribing so you don't miss a thing. Now, if you spent valuable time and energy building a website and then driving traffic to that site, it can be absolutely maddening to experience a sudden drop in traffic. Today, we're going to talk about the 9 most common Google penalties. What are they? How do you avoid them? And more importantly, how do you remove a Google penalty if you find out you've received one? So let's get to it. First things first, you might be wondering, what is a Google penalty? If you've received a Google penalty, it means your site has been removed from the Google index. Now, this could impact just the portion of your site that's in violation, or worse, it could affect the whole dang website. How can you tell if you received a Google penalty? Well, because a penalty results in one or more pages on your site being removed from the Google index. So you would experience a drastic drop in rankings and the resulting web traffic to your site. You might also notice that your domain authority has dropped. There are plenty of free services that will show you the domain authority of your website. Now, a drop in traffic doesn't always mean a Google penalty. It could be that some of your most popular keywords have reduced search volume. This kind of thing happens when you're ranking for trendy or seasonal keywords, or when a competitor starts ranking higher than you for your valuable keywords. A drop in traffic could also mean that you've lost some backlinks, links that were generating traffic to your site from another site. Or if you've recently done a website redesign, you may have unintentionally made changes to your content that negatively impacted your SEO. Or Google could have released yet another algorithm update that impacted the way websites show up in the search results. Now, this is not specific to your site, but it is important to find out whether the update impacted your site so you can make any recommended changes. You can use Google Analytics to pinpoint the date you started experiencing the drop in traffic, and if the date correlates with a Google update, a website redesign, or if the drop in traffic is from referral traffic, those backlinks, you can pretty much rule out a Google penalty for the reason for your drop in traffic. If it isn't any of these, it's very likely that you received a Google penalty. Google Search Console has a tool that makes it very easy to perform a Google penalty check. Just click on Security and Manual Actions in the sidebar in Google Search Console and enter any URL to perform an inspection. If you've received a Google penalty, it should tell you there. What are the most common Google penalties and how do you fix them? Number 1, hidden text and keyword stuffing. So that means Google has detected a significant amount of content that contains either hidden text or the unnatural use of keywords in your content. So what's the fix? Use the Fetch as Google tool located in Google Search Console to enter each URL and compare the actual content to the results in the tool. Remove any hidden text, which may show up as the same color as the background of your web page. If it was unintentional, just restyle the text so it's clearly visible to users visiting your site. You also need to rewrite any content that has repetitive or unnatural overuse of keywords throughout the content. Be sure to check title tags as well as paragraphs. Quality content wins the day, so make sure your content is written using natural language that speaks to humans. After all, that's who you're speaking to. So submit a reconsideration request in Google Search Console. Number 2, suspicious links pointing to your site. So that means Google has detected suspicious or unnatural links pointing to your website. This penalty almost always happens when people are buying links or participating in link schemes to manipulate your page rank. It's important to invest your energy and resources into building links the right way and steer clear of any link trading or buying schemes. So what's the fix? Download the links to your site from Google Search Console or from another SEO tool like Ahrefs, Moz, or SEMrush. Audit all the links carefully and find any that might violate Google's linking guidelines, and then you can reach out to the site owner and have the links removed. You can disavow any that you're not able to have removed. Once you've processed all the suspicious links, submit a reconsideration request in Google Search Console. Number 3 is low quality content. So that means that Google has detected low quality or shallow pages on your site. Now, this could be content that was scraped from other sites, auto-generated content, low quality guest posts, or other user-generated content. So what's the fix? Well, there is no simple fix here. Your best bet for Google penalty removal is to conduct a quality check of all content across your site. Find out if there are similar pages with shallow content If you identify multiple pages on related topics, you can combine them into longer, more robust pages, which will be more valuable to users visiting your site. And if you find duplicate content, just redirect one page to the highest quality similar page. You can flesh out any thin content with valuable content, so Google offers your site as a valuable solution that will satisfy their user search queries. Number 4, cloaking or sneaky redirects. So that means your site is showing different variations of a page to users than it is showing to the search crawlers. So if you're redirecting users to content that isn't visible to Google, it could be that your site is attempting to redirect to mobile-friendly content. If the final destination is virtually the same content, that shouldn't trigger a penalty. Unfortunately, sneaky redirects to unexpected content will always trigger a penalty. So avoid sending your users to any page they didn't expect to visit. What's the fix? You can enter each URL into the Fetch as Google tool in Google Search Console and compare the content on your site to the results shown in the tool. Remove all redirects that send users to any unexpected page, and then remove any third-party scripts or website elements that you don't control. Once you've made the changes, check the URL to be sure the redirect is stopped. And if everything looks good, go ahead and submit your reconsideration request on Google Search Console. Number 5, user-generated spam. This Google penalty happens to websites that allow users to freely post comments, guest posts, or other content without requiring review or approval. You can often spot these as comments that are off-topic. They might look like advertisements or include irrelevant links, and sometimes they're posted from spammy usernames. What's the fix? You need to audit your blog comment section and any other source of user-generated content. Remove any posts or comments that are malicious or spammy. Then go back to a Google Search Console and submit a reconsideration request. Number 6, a spammy free host. So that means Google has detected that the majority of the sites hosted on your free hosting service are spammy. Unfortunately, with this penalty, your entire site will be affected. What's the fix? The only real way for Google penalty removal is to migrate your site to a quality hosting site. There really is no such thing as free hosting. The free hosting services make their money with low quality service, supplemented with a whole lot of questionable spammy ads that no one else will offer. Fortunately, there are some reasonably priced, high quality hosting services. And once your site has been migrated, submit a reconsideration request in Google Search Console. Number 7, structured data issue. So this means that Google detected that some of the structured data on your site isn't being used appropriately, and it's considered manipulative or misleading. Structured data markups can do some really cool things for your search results, but if you use them in a sneaky way, Google will penalize you. What's the fix? Make sure to follow the guidelines given by Google. Check all your content, not just the sample URLs they provided. Now you can use Google's structured data testing tool to check for any other errors. And once you've made changes and ensure that you're using structured data properly, submit your reconsideration request in Google Search Console. Number 8, suspicious links located on your site. So that means Google has detected suspicious or unnatural links that live on your site. These links could be in the footer, author bios, guest posts, or blog comments. Often these are the result of link exchange schemes, paid editorials, and other shady content practices. To fix this, you need to conduct an audit of all the links across your site. You can use a tool like Screaming Frog to identify all the links located on your site. I'll put a link in the description. And once you've identified all the links, remove them or modify them by adding a nofollow attribute in the HTML code. That tells the search crawlers that these links are not to be followed. Again, it's important to build links to and from your site naturally and avoid any shady link exchange or link buying and selling schemes. Number 9 is pure spam. Google has detected auto-generated gibberish, cloaking, or scraped content from other sites. Google has determined that there is no value to the content on your page or pages, and they consider this an aggressive spam technique. So what's the fix? To ensure Google penalty removal here, you have to conduct a full quality audit of all content on your site. Make sure your content is valuable to users. Again, there are no shortcuts to great search rankings, and engaging in blatant shenanigans like this will get your site permanently blocked from the Google search results. So why does Google issue penalties? Well, users on the web are actually Google's customers. Websites like yours that show up in the search results are the product that Google offers. Using any of the black hat SEO techniques that we talked about today is a clear indication to Google that you're offering a shoddy product. Newsflash, Google only wants to serve up the best to their customers. Unfortunately, there are no shortcuts to great search rankings. Follow the steps I outlined today for Google penalty removal, and then try to avoid falling into bad content habits. Regularly conduct a Google penalty check using the Google Search Console. Make sure you're consistently following Google's Webmaster Guidelines. The good news is that if you focus on creating great content with the end user in mind, you will pretty much always be on the same page as Google. You'll stay out of Google's crosshairs, and your site will consistently climb the ranks for high-value keywords. Hey, I really hope this helped. If you learned something valuable today, be sure to like and subscribe for more nitty-gritty marketing content. And if you have any questions that we didn't get to, be sure to leave them in the comments so I can answer them for you. Who knows, I may just feature your question in a video. Hey, thanks for watching. This is Ask Angie, and I'll see you next time.